The self is selfless. The ego is selfish. The self understands the we. The ego only understands the I. The self understands the bigger perspective. The ego only understands its own limited perspective. The ego will only think of what's in it for me. The self will say, how can I grow into the bigger? This is the distinction between the ego and the self. Now, the ego is not all that bad. Because if there's no ego, there will be no desire. If there's no desire, rajas cannot come in. And if there's no rajas, you will not climb that ladder. So ego can be understood as a ladder that enables us to move forward. The ego can be a tool, but the ego is not the destination. The self is the destination. So the self is the destination, but the ego is the tool. The ego is what is in our power. The ego is in our power. The self is slightly beyond our power. When we talk about the Purusha, in the Purusha Suktam, it is said the Purusha Dashangulam. The Purusha goes beyond the manifest universe by 10 finger breadth. Like that, I would say the ego is within our structure and the self percolates through this and goes slightly beyond. This is how I would distinguish them. Again, the rule of thumb I use. If we are thinking what's in it for me, it is the ego. If we can think of how can I share, it is the self. So the ego is to be used and transcended like a ladder. And the self is that which is more subtle, that is with you on that journey. And when you get to the top of the ladder, it is the self that enables you to leave that ladder and make that transition. The ego will not let us transcend. The self will guide us to transcend.